Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James, aka Furry K, and we're gonna get back to the story. So let's begin. As the humanoid cheetah had let me go after the dogs had passed, he looked at me, breathing heavily, and asked, "Hey, are you okay?" "I'm sorry, miss. You shouldn't have had to help me." I shook my head and replied, "No, it's alright. I wouldn't have let I wouldn't have felt good letting someone get picked on, and it would have made me upset to see you hurt. What is your name, by the way?" He smiled and said, Eddie Mike." "And you are?" he asked confidently, with a mix of shyness. And I replied happily, "My name's Anna." He smirked, "Awesome. Hey, you out shopping? I noticed your bags. Maybe I could accompany you." I nodded and replied, "Why, thank you. That would be nice. I'm actually on my way to the market to pick up some stuff for dinner." He nodded, and he nodded. "I know where a good meat market is, and fresh produce places as well. Places follow. And fresh produce places. Follow me," he said, motioning me to follow him. I followed him happily for a few blocks. Later, we reached a huge marketplace which looked like a market you would see in like South American countries or in Europe, in places like Italy or France. We walked around and I got strange looks from some of the market people. They looked at me with great interest, like I was an alien for study. And I walked up to a stand, and a lady who was a humanoid tiger with a silver coat and green stripes said, "Ah, hello. You too. My name is Madam Helen." She stared at Eddie and smiled and said, "Hello, Eddie. Are you here for your food for your mother?" She said with a kind tone, and he nodded as she pulled up a bag of fish, vegetables, and gave them to him. He gave her what looked to be $5, except for the dollars having presidents on the dollar. They had animals on them, almost like play money you would get on a board game or something. I smiled as she turned to me and asked, "What's your name?" in the same sweet tone she'd given Eddie. I replied, "My name's Anna. Nice to meet you, Madam Helen." She smiled and replied, "Ooh, a polite young lady. I think she's a keeper," she giggled, causing me and Eddie to blush. He shook his head and began to fluster. No, it's not like that. We just met. We're just friends. Did you see me from Danny and Alex?" he said shyly. And Helen replied, "Boy, you have to stand up for yourself. You know you will not have everyone who is going to be able to help you," she said in a motherly tone as he looked down and replied, I know. Now, what do you need, my dear?" she asked me. Before I could tell her, she pulled up a bag at the counter of her stand, as if she had evaluated me the whole time and to see what would be good for me. And she placed a bag of food in front of me and said, "Between Livingston." I passed her the paper, and she gave me a bag and said, "Have a nice day, you two." I waved goodbye. I asked the cheetah, "Where do you live?" He said, "Part of town you probably wouldn't be comfortable in." I giggled it, and he looked at me confused, and I said, I worked for a news station in my other world, so I've been to the worst parts of town where I'm from." He shrugged. "Alright, but don't say I didn't warn you." He led me for a while, what felt like an eternity, to a part of town was, as the sun said. I saw neon lights, I saw signs of triple X's, and bars and other things like gambling. It looks like Las Vegas, except a lot more sleazy and criminal. As we walked down the street, we came to an apartment block that looked to be villas, and Eddie said, "Before you meet my mom, I have to warn you, she may be working with a client, if you catch what I'm saying." I nodded as we walked into the apartment. The door read 337. Or 337. And Eddie opened the door and we walked inside. The place looked run down. The wallpaper almost come off the wall. The smell of perfume and super strong in the air, and both sat down. In the room, we could hear the creaking of a bed, and Eddie whispered, "That's my mom, sorry." We heard creaking stop, and when we did, the door opened to a room down the hall, and a humanoid cheetah woman walked out with a muscular wolf guy, and he saw me and eyed my body and said, "Who's that, my second round?" He chuckled, and I giggled shyly and replied, "Sorry, I don't like puppy chow." He stopped in his tracks and said, "But you smug little bitch, I will crush you," he growled. And the cheetah woman stood in front of him and grabbed his ear and said, "Not in my home, or we stop seeing each other." He sighed and looked away. She looked to me and said, "Who are you, little miss?" She asked us in a shrewd tone of voice. Eddie stood and replied, "She is a friend. She saved me from Danny and Alex." She began to smile and said, "She did. That's good. Those boys are always causing me and you trouble. My name is Diana." "Nice to meet you, miss." Anna, she smiled and replied, "Nice to meet you, miss." "I'm Anna," I replied politely, and she smiled and replied, "She's a keeper." If she's polite, but on this part of town, she won't last, so please take her home, Eddie. Okay, he blushed and nodded, and we left. After we had left, Eddie talked. I told him about what happened to me, and he seemed to be genuinely care about me. When we got back to my place, he said he would see me around, and I said, "Same here." I went inside and I placed down my things. I felt one thing that shocked me. My heart was beating fast. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to also check back every day to see if I'm posting a new story. I'm going to try my best to get out every chapter every day. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on social medias. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at DeadlyTracker. Don't forget to also I don't use Facebook as much, so don't try to follow me on there. But yeah, guys. So, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.